What's up everybody, welcome back to the Art of Crypto, the birthplace of absolutely legendary gains. In this video, let us take a look at Vechain, and I'm sure that with the popularity of Vechain, a lot of you might be wondering, what is the best price for Vechain? And like, if Vechain were to dip, where would be the best price to get in on Vechain? So rather than just taking a wild guess and going into Vechain right now, in the middle of absolutely nowhere, if you want to have exact entries and the ways of how I would trade Vechain, I want you to watch this video to the end, because a lot of you ask for, where should I buy this? Where should I buy that? This is what the videos are for. This is the exact reason why I make videos. And most of you can't even be bothered to watch till the end of the video, and I'm just like, so you don't know how to do this yourself, and when somebody who knows how to do it is, giving this information for free, you don't want to watch till the end of the video because of your short attention span. It just baffles me. So exact entries and ways to trade, watch till the end of the video. So let's dive right into it. So just to kick things off, let us start from the daily chart right now. And let's bring up market Cipher. So immediately, the thing that strikes me about Vechain, and the part that does not give me confidence about Vechain, like right off the bat, is the money flow on market Cipher. Right? If you just take a look at the money flow, it is not looking pretty. It's just been going down and down, and like confidently down. So how does this relate to you? So when money flow is confidently flowing into the red, it is an indication that money is leaving the asset. So when you notice here, when we got this shift in momentum, and at the same time, so if you notice here, when we got this shift in momentum towards the downside, along with money flow confidently flowing into the red, you saw that Vechain literally just dipped, right? It just dumped. So at the moment, it does seem like we are about to cross into the red, which is not pretty. And the other thing that I need to bring your attention to is this anchor wave right here. Now, if you have been a long time follower of this channel, I always like to say that an anchor wave is a bottom, but it is not the bottom, which means there is a likelihood, right? I'm not saying that it's a high likelihood, but I cannot discount the fact that we might not have formed the bottom on Vechain yet, which is why I'm making this video, so that you guys know the exact entries of where I would load up on Vechain. So just to illustrate this for you guys, I'm going to draw on the chart what I think is likely to happen for Vechain, right? There's only two really possible scenarios here. So the first one is for the price to go even lower than right now, to form an even deeper anchor wave. So the price would actually do something like this, or maybe something like this. And we'll get into the exact targets later, but I just need to paint a picture of what is likely to happen for Vechain next, all right? Now, I know this is bearish news, but the reason why I am bringing up this bearish possibility is because we have been coming down, right? Money flow is going into the red. And as you can see, when money flow confidently flows into the red, you get a sort of prolonged period where price is, it's just like a short-term little bear market sort of thing. But I don't want to scare you guys off. So notice how over here, when money flow confidently flows into the red, you notice how during this entire period here, Vechain has literally just been dropping and dropping and dropping, right, over the course of like 2 to 3 months. But I'm not saying that's going to happen this time. It all depends on Bitcoin, to be honest. So I do expect a big move out of Bitcoin in the upcoming couple of days, but I'm getting a bit sidetracked here. So back to Vechain. So that is possibility number one for Vechain, right? And just to continue, this, right, if we do form this, it wouldn't even be considered the bottom yet, because again, this would be an anchor wave, right? At the moment, we think this is an anchor wave because it has been the deepest wave in a very, very long time, pretty much since September. But here's the thing, right now, this might look like an anchor, but we have seen anchor waves go way deeper than this, right? Look at back in March of 2020. This would be a proper anchor wave. So this is a scenario that you have to keep in mind, especially if money flow really does flow into the red, something like this. I guarantee you that we are going to form a deeper anchor wave. And this anchor wave is not even the bottom, because again, an anchor wave is only a bottom and it is not the bottom. This would be the bottom, right? After the anchor, you are going to get a trigger, and the trigger is going to be the bottom, right? If you buy Vechain at this point right here, you are going to go, I don't know, like 10x from that point on. I'm calling it right now. If we really do get that, I need you to buy it. Like for those of you who have market Cipher, pay attention to the trigger wave after we get this anchor wave, right? But at the moment, it's still a possibility. Just judging from how the money flow is confidently flowing into the red, this is possibility number 1. Possibility number 2, which is a bit less bearish than the first one, would be for market Cipher to do something like this, where this would become the anchor wave, and then the next green dot that we get is going to be a trigger wave. If we do get this exact kind of formation, I would confidently say that this is the bottom, and that you should go long at this point right here, where perhaps the price might come down to like what, 0.07, and then we are going to move up from that point on, probably to do a 5x to 10x gain. But again, I do want to stress that because money flow has been confidently leaving the asset, I am leaning more towards scenario number 1 rather than scenario number 2. And the third scenario for Vechain would be that this was the bottom and we just go up from here, do something like this, and then we go back to, you know, Vechain Pump City. So the price would reflect something like this, you know, so just something like that, just to put it into perspective. And if we do get this anchor, and before I forget, let's go back to scenario 2. I just need you to understand that even though this wave is shorter than this wave right here, there is no guarantee that the price will not dip even lower. In fact, if the price were to dip even lower before forming this wave right here, I would actually be confident in saying that that is the bottom even more, because if the price were to dip lower, we are going to get a decrease in price but a shift in momentum towards the upside. This is what you call bullish divergence, which means I will be very, very confident to say that this is the bottom, and you are probably going to double your money if you can get in on the bottom in a very short amount of time. Just like what we are doing in the private Discord group, where during the last few dips, we have literally doubled our money multiple times. Pancake, I gave an order at the exact bottom. YFI, damn near the bottom as well. Rune, damn near the bottom as well. We doubled our money on every single trade. So if you are interested to join this private Discord group, the link is in the description. I need you to get into the Discord group before it fills up, because we have been absolutely killing the markets. You are going to want to be a part of this Discord group. Spots are limited, so I look forward to seeing you in this Discord group. You are going to make your money back in 1 or 2 trades, just like how everybody is doing right now. So with that said, back into Vechain, I'm just going to recap this here, okay? Because you cannot trade Vechain on the micro level. Like if you haven't already grasped the macro level move, I am giving you a possibility for Vechain in the next 90 days. And that is what I believe is likely to happen to Vechain. So without understanding the macro, it is impossible for you to trade the micro. So pay attention to this, okay? So possibility number 1, we come down to form an even deeper anchor wave, where from then on, we get a shift in momentum towards the upside. In this case, the money flow will actually flow into the red before going back upwards, which means we might see a period of 60 days or so where Vechain is just in a micro bear market. So that's possibility number 1. Possibility number 2 is that we do not get that kind of anchor wave, but we do get a trigger wave, right? A trigger wave is just any wave that is shorter than the previous wave. So this is going to be the anchor. And if we do get this, then this is going to be the trigger right here. So possibility number 2 is that we get a trigger wave and the momentum shifts towards the upside after that. And I would confidently call this trigger wave right here as the bottom. Whereas the previous scenario, I would call this trigger wave the bottom, right? Not the anchor. The anchor is just a bottom and not the bottom. And just on a side note, you have to keep in mind that even though this wave is shorter than this wave right here, the price will not necessarily only come down to the previous low. In fact, the price can dip even lower than the previous low before finally moving upwards. And if I do see this kind of a scenario, I would be even more bullish on Vechain, and I would be confident that this would be the bottom right here, because if this happens, what is likely to happen on market Cipher is that we are going to get a shift in momentum towards the upside, but the price is going to drop, which means this is going to be bullish divergence. So this is where I would try to get in. And if you do get in at this point right here, you are going to double your money within 1 or 2 days. And if you want somebody to guide you through this process and give you exact limit entries where we are constantly sniping the bottoms, I need you to get into the private Discord group. The link is in the description. Spots are limited. Get in before it fills up. And possibility number 3 is that this is the bottom. We have already formed the bottom and we just sort of, move up from here. But just to prepare you for a possibility of a dip, I'm going to give you now the best price where I would absolutely load up on Vechain. So if you just take a look at the chart right now, these are the exact levels where I would get Vechain at. And just to explain to you why and how I came up with these levels, let us just bring up the VPVR indicator, which you can see on the side right here. So just to paint things into perspective, you could potentially even get in on this level actually, which is, if you take a look at this purple line right here, that is a 200-day exponential moving average, which is going to be a very, very strong level of dynamic support for Vechain. So I would personally start dollar cost averaging from all of these levels right here. And just to explain to you what is dollar cost averaging, if, for example, you were to have $1,000 to play with, I wouldn't enter all $1,000 at this level. Perhaps I would enter 100 here, 200 here, 400 here, and maybe the rest here. So that is the definition of dollar cost averaging, because nobody knows exactly where is the bottom. So by spreading out our purchases, the lower the price goes, the lower our position is going to be. Doing so is going to sort of make sure that you don't get screwed if you just, buy all the way up here. Or maybe if you just set your orders at 0.056, you might not even get here. So dollar cost averaging, it is the way of the smart trader, and I hope you are a smart trader. So back to the VPVR indicator, right? This basically just shows you how much volume is in all of these areas of support right here. So if we just take a look at this 0.095 level, which is near the 200 EMA, you can see that there is a fair bit of volume at around this level, which means the moment the price comes down to this area, a lot of these orders are going to get triggered, and I would assume these are buy orders. So most likely, you're going to see a bounce over this level. And especially, we are getting confluence from this 200-day exponential moving average as well. So I would actually say that this is a very good level to start dollar cost averaging. Like, I might actually just remove this level right here, because based on VPVR, we will very likely see that the price is not going to drop below these two levels right here. So if we do drop below that level, you can see that it is pretty much a little free fall until we get to the next zone of decent but not amazing volume, which is at around the 0.066, where I would dollar cost average here as well, but my ideal entry would 100% be 0.057. No, I'm not saying that we are going to get to this level, but if we do get to this level, I want you to absolutely load up on Vechain, because look at how much volume is at this level. Also, we have confluence from previous resistance. Now, if you follow this channel for a long time, you know that I always like to say that previous resistance becomes future support. So this level, I'm getting lots of confluence. And if we were to dive even lower than this, then these would be the 3 levels that I would absolutely pay attention to. So at about the 0.042, 0.032, and the 0.02 level, these are going to be like, if we really do drop all the way down there, right? God forbid, if we really do drop down there, imagine getting Vechain at these prices and then you watch it go all the way back up to 0.28 or higher. That would be a 10x return, right? If you do get this kind of prices, I would 100% load the heck up. But for now, I see 0.056 as the bottom, right? Granted, if we do not get any mad crazy events that happen in crypto again, I would 100% load up hard on the 0.055, 0.056 level. So right now, I have given you the best prices for Vechain. All I ask in return from you is that you do your own due diligence as well and mark these levels on your own chart, because I'm giving you like the exact entries, and if you can't even be bothered to mark these down on your own chart, there is nothing else that I can do to help you. And just so I can get a better idea of who are the ones who are truly serious about their crypto gains, if you have watched until this point, I want you to comment down below 99%, because if you have watched until this point, I guarantee you that you are probably ahead of, if not 99%, you are probably ahead of 90% of people in terms of their willingness to put in the work to learn more about crypto and learn more about what exactly is likely to happen to, VeChain or crypto in general. So I want you to congratulate yourself if you watch until this point, because honestly, you are ahead of so many people right now. If you continue to keep this up, I guarantee you are going to be successful in crypto, 100%. And if you are looking for exact limit orders where I am sniping bottoms left and right, I'm going to want you to join the private Discord group. The link is in the description. Spots are limited and you are absolutely going to make your money back in just 1 or 2 trades. Over here, we have an amazing community and we have a world-class trading education. Like seriously, the group is going to pay itself off in dividends. So join the group. I'll see you inside the group. And with that said, may the gains be with you and peace, my friend.